think I'm an idiot?
And it feels so good. Oh yeah. And it feels so good.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's SW Boston here, bringing you another video here on Monday. It's a vlog day. We're going to go over what the Celtics have done during the draft, their offseason and free agency, and what their plans are in the future that have been kind of not revealed, but have been kind of teased. So, let's start with the draft. The first thing that happened for the Celtics during the offseason is the NBA draft. They own the number 3 pick. They own 8 overall picks in the entire draft. They don't swing a trade. They end up taking Jaylen Brown out of Cal, freshman, high IQ, can't shoot the basketball. At the number 3 pick, picking a project at number 3, even though the number 3 through like 10 scouted players were all very similar. I thought we should have taken Chris Dunn and then try to swing him for a trade for a deal. They ended up taking Jaylen Brown. We ended up taking 6 or 7 out of our 8 picks, and we load our roster with players that we can't play. We stash in international players. We were just picking international players because we have roster availability to hide them over the seas. We have guards out there. We just have massive amounts of guards. We have barely any big men. Overall, I think the trade was a complete failure for the Celtics, unless these guys develop, which is going to take 2 to 3 years to see if they develop. So having 2 to 3 year projects when you want to be contenders now, with the likes of Isaiah Thomas, with the likes of Al Horford who comes in, you want to be a contender now. And that's not what's going to happen when you pick 6 or 7 draft picks in a draft, which was supposed to be your big draft to make a move, to get a superstar, to take the next step in the Celtics rebuild, to get them back to a championship. So overall, I don't think a lot of Celtics fans are happy with the draft. Next, free agency starts. July 1st, free agency opens. We get a meeting with Kevin Durant. We meet with Al Horford. We end up getting Al Horford pretty easily. He's wanted to come to Boston for a long time. Kevin Durant ends up going to the Golden State Warriors, which, in my opinion, he only signed a 2-year deal with an opt-out after 1. So I think he's going there to try to win the ring and then opt out and go wherever he sees that he wanted to go this year. But he wants to guarantee that he gets a ring. He doesn't want to go down as one of the players that never gets a ring. Jerry West kind of pitched that to him, that he went 1 for 8 in the finals or something like that. So I don't think Kevin Durant wants to follow in those footsteps of never getting a ring, or really, really late in his career kind of stressing over getting that ring. So I think he opts out after 1 and then goes somewhere. So we look like pretty decent contenders for Kevin Durant next offseason if he does, in fact, win a ring and opt out. We get Al Horford, who he loves to play with. We have Isaiah Thomas, great point guard, can score. Plus, we still have the pieces to get another superstar. And what Danny Ainge has recently said is somebody that they've been following since the draft, that they're trying to make a deal for a long time, his stock has recently declined, which means the asking price for them has gone down, which means the Celtics could swoop in and get a good deal for a guy that they've wanted for a while. They've been linked to Russell Westbrook, which I don't think his stock has really gone down. I think his stock is more staying the same or going up since Kevin Durant's gone. But unless Russell Westbrook's willing to sign an extension before he gets traded, so he signs the extension with the Thunder and then he gets traded to us and we get the extension rights with it, I wouldn't be taking Russell Westbrook on loan for 1 year, especially with the asking price is going to be high. So that's not a smart trade. The one person I think that they're talking about is DeMarcus Cousins. Kings have drafted a lot of big men over the last 2 years. He had a run-in with the coaching staff last year who's not there anymore. He's had problems with the Kings organization and front office since he's been there. I think they might be trying to move him out. I think they have 4 other young big men that they've taken in the first and second round, which could step in and be big-time NBA players. And to draft that many people when you have a player like DeMarcus Cousins on your team doesn't really make sense. So I think they may be trying to move him out, and I think that's maybe who the Celtics are targeting, DeMarcus Cousins to bring in. I think they've been linked to try to get rid of the Brooklyn pick next year, which will probably be the number 1 or 2 pick, because Brooklyn's supposed to be the worst team in the league this year. That That would be a huge trade. That would be a superstar. Al Horford and DeMarcus Cousins banging on the boards, playing inside would be big for this team. That would make us contenders right away. We could compete with the Cavs. Unfortunately, nobody would be able to guard LeBron, but we would have the advantage on the rebounds. We would have advantage defensively in the paint. So it could be a good series. I'm not saying the Celtics could beat the Cavs with DeMarcus Cousins and Al Horford, but it's certainly possible that they could make it a series. If not, maybe shock the world and beat them. So that's what the Celtics are planning on doing. I hope they pull something off for a superstar. If they do pull off something where they get DeMarcus Cousins, or they do get a Russell Westbrook with an extension, or somebody that upgrades this team that's an all-star or superstar caliber player, instant contenders. I think the Celtics right now are the number 2 and number 3 team in the East right now. You have Toronto. You have the Pacers who are upgraded. You have the Bulls that might be good. You have the Knicks who upgraded. So you have a lot of teams, but you have a lot of teams that aren't proven. You have a lot of teams that are newly thrown together. So I think the Celtics could get up to that number 2, 3, 4 spot in the East. So looking forward to next offseason, because if the Warriors do just demolish the NBA this season, win the title, I think Kevin Durant goes. And then there's another Kevin Durant sweepstakes where he already had a meeting with 6 teams, including the Warriors and the Thunder. If he's not going back to the Warriors, that makes it 5 teams. Celtics were one of those 5 teams. I don't think he goes back to the Thunder when Russell Westbrook is going to be leaving, most likely going to LA, in my opinion. So you have basically 4 teams he's vying for. I don't know. It just makes, to me, it'd make a lot of sense for Kevin Durant to have easier competition in the East. With the team that the Celtics would make, you are the number 2 seed, maybe even contend for the number 1 seed in the East. You basically guarantee yourself every year to go to the Eastern Conference Finals and just battle with LeBron to see who gets the Eastern Conference bid into the finals. So people may see it as the easy way out, but I mean, would you rather sit in the Western Conference and have to bang every time you go into playoffs versus 8 really tough teams? You have to bang with everybody. You have to go in there, you have to make shots, you have to play defense, you got to play an entire series. Each series could go 7 games in round 1 or the Western Conference Finals. It doesn't matter who you're facing. It's tough. In the East, you saw the Cavs. They rolled through the first 2 rounds. They're like, oh, yeah, they suck. Yep, they suck. Oh, Toronto. And then they finally lost 2 games. And the games that they beat Toronto in weren't even close. So it was like maybe 3 games in the entire series were tough. Other than that, the Pistons gave them a good run for a little bit, and then they just kind of blew them out. So it was like Cavs didn't even break a sweat getting to the finals. So that's what I hope happens. That's what I can see happening for the Celtics. Hopefully they can swing a big deal. Danny Ainge has done it before. He's gotten these picks. He's gotten the assets right now to make a move. And right now is the time to make a move. So hopefully he does. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, hit that like button. Hit subscribe to stay up to date with all my videos. This is SW Boston, guys. Have a great day.
Let's go!